Alright then, morning gold. I don't know if it's morning for you when you watching it, but it's morning for me. I was gonna make me another car video, but I didn't want to sit there in the car and talk about gold and talk to myself. Got all my co-workers gathering around, wondering what the old mustard up to. Why he's sitting there fondling gold and talking to himself. But I was watching that there Thousandaire Radio on his live. I think that probably his first live. First one I caught anyhow. And I had to get out there early because I had to get up early. And he'd talk about making a video before he got up. And I thought, well, not before he got up, but before he got to work. And I thought, well, I'll try to do the same thing. Make me a little video. If I wait in the evening, wife and kid, he's up. He want to play around a little bit, right? Anyway, one of the topics come up was what he thought about slab modern bullion. And he had a good answer. He basically said, well, he'll take it, but he ain't gonna pay extra for it. And I got the same kind of, I think we pretty much got the same idea. But I'll show you a few little cases where I ain't gonna say I paid extra for it, maybe a few dollars, but where I really wanted something slab. And I don't know if you call this here not really modern bullion, but then again, I paid bullion price, so I it's something a little bit in between. For me, it's something that part of it I ain't gonna sell off, so I'd say collection, but then again, I got 3 of them, so if I had to turn part one of them, I'd do it. But this here's that St. Gaudens Double Eagle Ultra High Relief. And I bought this raw one first. Actually, wife helped me buy it as part of a little anniversary gift. And so that's another reason I ain't gonna sell this in here. Or at least one of them. But after I got it, she's so pretty. I thought, well, she pretty. I wonder, she probably a high 60 or maybe a 70. Because I ain't seen a scratch one on her. So I thought, well, maybe I ought to get that graded. Because I wanted graded one. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll just buy me another one. And this in here turned up in the coin shop. And what I wound up doing is I traded one. But I traded me a maple leaf. And I had to put a little $150 with it. So you could say I paid $150 over the price of maple leaf. Of course, I traded another one straight up for a buffalo. So, but for this one, I paid up a little bit. And so part of it, just the difference between a foreign gold and is here American gold, a little bit more high premium piece. But part of the reason I did too is I wanted it in a holder there. Now, why do I want it in a holder? Did I need it? You say, Mustard, you need that there plastic to verify that gold? Nah, I ain't need the plastic. I got the Sigma. You can verify it many ways. So I didn't need the plastic to verify it. Even though several fellers said, that's a fake one. Oh, bumped your camera. They said, that's a fake one, because I don't know if you can see it, but it's got little lines on the side. They said they faked that, and you see the line in it. Well, Jade told us why. That's part of the process. But reason why I wanted it in a slab there is, one, yeah, I want to know what it graded. I don't know why. Don't make it any better being a MS-70 versus a MS-68. You can look at it and tell it's in good shape. But I wanted it, and so that's what I want. Other reason, kind of locked up. Kind of like, I don't know what you want to say, like it's in a picture frame or kind of in a protected. This in here, I got the habit of something like that. I'll get her out, break her out, but I ain't gonna break this out. So that's the reason on something like that. I kind of like both. I like me a raw one that I can get out and look at and see all the details, all that. And then I like one that locked up that I can't. So that's why I did that. And I got some others that are just, here's a modern bullion, just a regular old 1/10 ounce Eagle. And this one, I could care less if it's in the package or not, but I ain't gonna take the effort to break her out, and it's there to make it a little harder to lose. So, answer the feller's question. Now, mostly for modern bullion, I don't care either way. If it's in a package and I want to buy it in a package, I'll buy it, but I ain't gonna pay extra like what he said, like what Thousandaire Radio said. I ain't gonna pay extra, but I'm kind of one of them fellers that if it's in a package, I just leave her in the package. I got other gold I call my fondling gold, stuff like this in a capsule, and I'll get it out of the capsule every now and again and look at it. Of course, really, my fondling gold, that's a 22 karat, something like a Eagle or Krugerrand, that you don't mind. It's made to hold, right? It's a coin gold, kind of, more or less. But anyway, that's my take on that package on modern bullion, or what you might say modern commemoratives here and other. On a commemorative, I kind of like it a little bit, because they generally really perfect, shined up, might be proof or what have you. So on that, I kind of like them proofs and them them commemoratives. If I like it, I kind of like it in a case. Of course, then again, I'd like to have me a version that I could get out of the capsule. So if I get an opportunity, I'd buy this here coin again in the raw. But there is what I mainly like to have slabbed, and I think it's most people, most collector, stacker, is a thing like a pre-33. And even that, there's some reason you might not want it slabbed. I know a few fellers, they like the scruffy one. They want one that's a little bit beat up, and you can fondle that. And I agree with that, but I also like to get a slab that just kind of authenticates it, and even if it ain't a key date, and keeps it nice like that. And there's some, I think they said they fake, not really these Indians, but some of them $5 Indians, stuff like that. They said a lot of them fake. Well, so long as it's a reputable grading company, it's real. So, and the feller you sell it to, if you ever sold it, he might have a little more trust in it. So that's my thought on on slab bullion and why you might want a little slabbed, or why I like a little slab. And then on things that, I don't know, I think it's a little bit better to have slab. Your pre-33, maybe you got a really collectible one. Well, you're gonna keep it protected, and it's gonna grade it. Cause I can tell you it's MS63, but I don't know, why would you trust my word for it? But when PCGS did, you said, well, probably a 64. Especially some of them older holders, you said, well, now there is a little bit different. Oh, that's an NGC. Them two's the one I like to stick with, but I'll buy another one. In fact, I picked this one up, and it's not one that, is that the right one? I think, yeah. That's what is that? ANACS. A lot of folk don't like that grading company. I don't know. I go with what they said, and so for me, I try to get these here, but this is what the coin shop had, so that's what I bought, and I didn't buy it. It wasn't any extra than just just a regular one, so I buy it. And so that's a few little things on slab bullion and slab pre-33. But I think a little commemorative, maybe it's a little bit different. Anyway, that's kind of my thought on those. What y'all think? Some of the older fellers, I more or less made my opinion off of what others said on a lot of it, but I guess I got a little different opinion on some of the modern commemoratives anyways. I like a slab every now and again. And would I pay extra? Well, not much extra. I guess depends how much I want it. Because if you're going to slab it yourself, you're going to cost you some money and some time. So if you find it already slabbed, maybe you just pay a little extra rather than send your coin off. So that's my thought on that. And y'all leave in the comments what you. I know most of y'all don't like stacking plastic. I stack a little bit of everything, a little bit of plastic, a little bit of metal. I don't know. I need to stack me up some dollars in case we get a little bit more pullback. I try to stack up a little bit of everything, and even a little paper, some of that, what have you, in the stock and bond. Not too much on bond, but I take me a few little stocks, mostly in the retirement, right? So we stack a little paper, we stack a little plastic, stack a little gold, stack a little silver. But I like stacking the gold and silver more. I trust it more, and it's a lot prettier. Anyway, I'm going to have to get to work here pretty soon, so I'm going to make that the little end of the video. I didn't even realize it. Somebody said I always said bye. Well, I do. So that's the little end of the video. All right then. Bye-bye.